Good evening to all of you, faithful viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's 6 p.m. in Douala and it's time for the news. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our major stories this evening: blood continues to flow in the northwest and southwest regions as the Anglophone crisis seems very far from being over. In Balangi, a village close to Kumba in the southwest region, at least 6 people have been reported dead in an attack which happened there that was last night. Several houses were razed and some victims died in Liasti reportedly. Our reporter in the southwest region, Rex Afon, is on standby for details. Plus, in less than 48 hours, the Holy Father will be arriving in Cameroon through the Yaoundé Himalayan International Airport, and preparations are high and almost set in Yaoundé, Douala and Bamenda to welcome the Holy Father. We will be discussing more on the preparations here in Douala in the second part of the news. Viewers, those are our stories, details and more when we come back. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for being with us. We begin with this sad news story from the southwest region. Grief and fear gripped Bitaleaf quarters in Balangi along the Kumba-Moyoka highway after a brutal night attack on a local bar left at least 6 people dead and several others hospitalized. Residents, still shaken, described the scene as horrifying, with once bustling gathering place reduced to a site of bloodshed. While the perpetrators, suspected to be armed separatist fighters, have not claimed responsibility, our reporter Rex Afon tells us more from Boya.
It remains a bitter pill to swallow for the people of Bitaleaf's quarter in Balangi, a village along the Kumba-Moyoka road, who woke up to the horrific aftermath of a gruesome attack carried out by armed men suspected to be separatist fighters this past Sunday night. The target was a bar, which at the time was filled with several occupants. In a telephone conversation, one of the town's residents revealed that at least 6 people have been confirmed dead, while several others are still receiving treatment in the hospital.
Yesterday there was a lot of gunshots around 9 o'clock like that in the evening. Amber came here. It's like they were looking for one particular guy, so they came. The guy was not around, so the guy had a drinking spot. So they just decided to attack the drinking spot. All those who were there. I don't know how they managed to set the place ablaze. So the people inside were drinking and the other people were outside. So some were being raised by fire and some were shot. Many are still in the hospital now, injured.
About how many people have been confirmed dead already?
About 6 now.
So what is the situation in the village now?
Well, everywhere is just calm.
The attack, whose motive is yet to be established and whose perpetrators have not openly revealed their identity, adds to a growing list of incidents seemingly targeting civilians. Just 2 months back, a similar attack at a bar in Moyoka claimed the lives of 4 people. The people of Balangi have thus relived the horrors which they only saw at the time of the heat of the ongoing armed conflict.
Sad indeed. We stay in the southwest region. From the Memel we come to the Fako division, where authorities of the Bulu Blind Center in Boya have sent out a distress call to the company in charge of power to reinstate electricity in the center, which has been training physically impaired children for several years now. For more than a month, the trainees of Bulu Blind Center have been in the dark, causing them to move out of the center in search of water and also electricity. Smanjikan Gabriel now tells us more about their ordeal in this report.
Emmanuel and Francis are visually impaired children who are in Bulu Blind Center, Kombo Village in Boya. Unable to see, they go in search of the most valuable liquid, water, to quench their thirst. It is an exercise they have been doing for over a month now.
Because of master environment, there's no way they used to walk and carry the water. Without electricity for 1 month, so we are forced to come down and carry water. They should help us and give us life. But if you have water, we will not stress ourselves to come down here.
Just like Emmanuel and Francis, other Bulu blind students face the same ordeal because of the absence of electricity to pump water from the borehole found in the school compound. The transformer that was feeding the Bulu Blind Center and natives of Kumbo village has been removed by the company in charge of distributing power, and since it hasn't been returned, making life difficult for the interns of the Bulu Blind Center.
For more than 1 month and some days, we don't have light. In Neokem, they removed the transformer. Because of that, all the activities here, they are not going. The trainees, we have our ball who's functioning with light. The ball cannot more function. The trainees are obliged to go out to go and carry water in the nearby stream, which is very, very dangerous for them because vehicles are running with very high speed. And every time they're going out, we are afraid that an incident can occur. Even the food stuff the government is giving for their upkeeping, everything is bad in
The availability of the stream in Kumbo village seems to be a blessing in disguise to all natives who mostly rely on boreholes.
The issue of light has really been disturbing us. For 1 month now, we have not had light. That's why you see children coming to carry water here. There are many children here. And it's really dangerous because when this is rainy, then blind children. Sometimes you see them moving along this road where cars are flying, and it's very dangerous for them.
Even though Kumbo village is a rapid growing one, the lack of electricity has greatly affected the inhabitants. Workshops which rely on power are now shut down because of no power to carry their equipment.
We are facing the same difficulty of light because it's about more than 1 month now. We don't have light. So that's our issue here. And we are the one who is doing their work. So as there's no light, so there's no way we can do that. And they are facing the challenge also. For now, the place is locked. You can see the environment. I don't know. I don't have anything to do here because there is no light.
The people of Kumbo village, where the Bulu Blind Center is located, are now calling on the company in charge of distributing power and the local government to intervene before a pupil of the Bulu Blind Center is knocked someday by a car on its way to fetch water.
And to something else, Cameroonians continue to mourn the passing away of a patriarch and also the former Senate President Marcel Niat Njifenji within the political class. The Civilian Party sees it in his death the loss of a great statesman. The opposition in the majority see the need for public stakeholders to engage introspection to know what legacy they will eventually leave behind. For me, I'm Strong Sanda with more.
Within the political class in Cameroon, reactions converge and diverge on the death of Senator Marcel Niat Njifenji. To the Secretary General of the MP-Free political party, his demise reminds public stakeholders on the place of legacy in the story of every individual.
This is an example for those who are in power today to be able to ask these questions. Someday I'm going to go. What will be the name after me? What is the country going to retain after me? What will the history? Will the history retain a name that was written or retain the act which was actually taken by that name while he was in power?
He goes on what could be views of his balance sheet at the Senate.
The upper house of the parliament, at that time, what contribution did it actually bring forth in terms of legislation? Did it actually legislate or ensure that bills that they passed and was promulgated by the President of the Republic actually touched the ordinary life of the Cameroon? Like, did the Cameroonians benefit from his time in localities where there were no electricity? Did they have electricity because they make some good bills or laws or checks and balances on the ministers? Did Cameroonians actually benefit from good roads because they actually did checks and balances on the minister who is in charge of public works and the like? Did Cameroonians actually benefit from potable water at the time where, because he was the president of the Senate at that time? These are the questions that actually amounts to whether it's big events or not. And if you ask many Cameroonians this question, which seems to be more of a rhetorical question, I think the answer lies in what some jurists will say, res ipsa loquitur, because the fact speaks for itself.
On his part, Robert Keja of the ruling CPTM party sees in the deceased statesman a model for the Cameroonian diaspora.
He was appointed director of Zonal in the 1970s. For about 40 years, Cameroon did not have a problem of electricity shortage. And he did this. Why? Because after studying abroad, he came back to Cameroon to serve the nation. And for 4 decades, he served the nation. I think other people in the diaspora should look from his life abandoning the sweetness of Paris in the early 1970s to come back and serve his nation.
Ndage George of the PAP party says Niat Njifenji was simply privileged.
The Senate have limited powers as powers is centralized in this nation. His passing away will not change anything as far as Anglophone crisis is concerned, as far as electrical problem is concerned, as far as road problems is concerned in Cameroon. You know, it is time for him to rest. If you look at the age that he has gone, there are so many people that were not fortunate to spend so many years as him.
At over 90, Senator Niat Njifenji spent over 60 years of his life in public service. He died as a senator and an immediate past Senate president in Cameroon.
And now let's talk about the historic apostolic journey of the Holy Father Pope Leo to Africa. Pope Leo XIV has commenced his longest apostolic journey in Algeria this Monday, April 13. He was welcomed by the country's President Abdelmadjid Tebboune at the Algiers International Airport. The Holy Father's historic visit to Algeria, Africa as a whole, focused on peace, migration, and environment. Above all, the pontiff journey to a Muslim majority community. Algeria aims at building bridges between the Catholics and Muslims across the world. Mala Glory with more.
The Papal plane departed from Rome's Fiumicino Airport at 9 a.m. bound for Algiers International Airport, Hawari Boumediene. Starting this 10-day apostolic journey, Pope Leo is scheduled to spend 2 days in Algeria, becoming the first pontiff to visit the country. Peace, migration, the environment, young people and the family are the themes guiding this journey. The 3-day visit to Algeria includes meetings with local authorities and an Augustinian community, as well as a visit to a monument commemorating the Algerian War of 1954 to 1962. The Holy Father is also scheduled to pay a visit to a home for the elderly run by the Little Sisters of the Poor, and he will preside over a mass at the Basilica of St. Augustine in Annaba. The pontiff is the first ever leader of the world's Catholic to visit the Muslim majority country of Algeria, where he aims to promote Christian-Muslim coexistence at a time of global conflict and honor the local-born inspiration of his religious spirituality, St. Augustine.
Dear Algerian brothers and sisters, peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. I give thanks to God for giving me the opportunity to visit your country as the successor of the Apostle Peter, after having already done so twice as a spiritual son of St. Augustine.
Leo's 2-day stop in Algeria opens an intense 11-day tour of 4 African nations, Algeria, Cameroon, Angola, and Equatorial Guinea, that will bring history's first US-born Pope deep into the growing heart of the Catholic Church. Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune was set to greet Leo upon his arrival at Algiers International Airport before they meet formally at the El Mouradia Presidential Palace.
And now behind some of the most powerful images of the papacy stood Francesco Froza, a man who spent nearly 5 decades capturing history in silence. His camera followed the journeys of popes across generations, preserving moments of faith, humanity, and leadership for the world to see. Now, let's meet a man behind these remarkable papal images in this report compiled by Innocent Aze.
He is the man whose images told the story of the papacy for nearly half a century. Francesco Sforza, a discreet yet influential figure, served as the Vatican's official photographer, quietly shaping how the world has seen the Catholic Church. Born into a family of photographers, Francesco's journey began early. At just 16, he entered the Vatican's photographic service, learning the craft and discipline that would define his life's work. He trained under the renowned Arturo Mari, gradually mastering the art of capturing not just images, but moments of history. Over the years, Sforza rose through the ranks, eventually becoming the lead photographer of the Vatican. His career would span decades, placing him at the heart of some of the church's most significant events. Through his lens passed generations of pontiffs, from the final years of Pope John Paul II to the intellectual legacy of Pope Benedict XVI and the pastoral leadership of Pope Francis. His photographs, often uncredited, became some of the most widely circulated images of the papacy worldwide. What set Francesco Sforza apart was his eye for the human moment, capturing gestures of prayer, compassion, and humility. In silence, he documented the emotional depth behind the office of the Pope. In the closing chapter of his career, Francesco Sforza also turned his lens towards Pope Leo XIV, continuing his mission of documenting the evolving face of the Church. After 48 years of service, he retired quietly on All Saints' Day 2025, just as he had worked, without fanfare, but with lasting impact.
Thank you, Ase. And viewers, that report by Innocent Ase takes us to talking points right away. Welcome back, viewers. Our guest tonight is Reverend Father Merlin TABELA. Thank you, Father, for accepting to be our guest this evening. You are in the heart of the preparation for the Pope's visits to Cameroon, the Archdiocese of Douala. Thank you again for being with us. Tell us how far you guys have gone so far with the preparation of the Pope's visits to Douala.
I am Reverend Father Merlin TABELA, CM, that is Vincentian priest. I am working at Our Lady of the Rosary Parish, Mambanda, Bonaberi, and the youth chaplain of the zone. So I'm part of those who draft out the program, the spiritual program of the Pope visit. You can see during the conference. The conference, I was the one sending out the program, the spiritual program, which we start today.
You just spoke about the spiritual program is taking place at the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral, and it begins this evening. Can you give us more details on that special spiritual program to prepare for the Pope's coming?
Yeah, we have a spiritual program, a Triduum, 3-day prayer that we are going to start today at 5 o'clock. All the faithful, all the population are waiting at the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral, where we will start with some intercession prayer by the laity. After that, we are going to have a Vesper that will be led by the religious. And then 6:30 p.m., we are going to have Eucharistic celebration that will be presided by His Excellency Monsignor Samuel Kleda, the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Douala. This is to say that there will be no activities, no human activity should be made while he has not offered it to God. We want to offer this apostolic visit of Pope Leo XIV to God, to the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, so that everything should pass without no incidents. That is why we start it with the Triduum prayer. And this Triduum prayer will be continued in various parishes, Tuesday and Wednesday, because on Thursday, we have another program.
Father Merlin, at your pastoral zone, you just told us a while ago, it's the Wouri 8 pastoral zone in Bonaberi. We hear of registration of Christians, those who have to attend Mass at the Japoma Stadium. How is that happening in Douala and also in your pastoral zone with the collaboration the coordination of Monsignor Michael Chumbo?
In Bonaberi, we have had several meetings coordinating by our vicar, Episcopal Vicar, Monsignor Michael Chumbo. We had so many reunions with the chaplaincy, with the chaplain, with the ESCO of all the parishes. This is to mobilize the youth, because we have a pilgrimage to make from Bonaberi to Japoma Stadium, and this will take place on Thursday 16, 2 o'clock every faithful of Bonaberi. They are waiting. We are waiting for them at the St. Louis Parish, where by 2 o'clock we are going to receive the benediction prayer from for our Episcopal Vicar, Monsignor Michael Chumbu. Then 2:30 we will start to walk. We start the pilgrimage. We are going to pass through Bridge, Saint John Parish, Dedo, going towards Ange Raphael, Ndokoti, Lokbaba, Rai, Chateau, Total Colbon. Then we cross to the stadium. Then at midnight, we are going to start with the Holy Rosary. Then after the Holy Rosary, we are going to have praises, worship, adoration. And after adoration at 3 a.m., we will have a great intercession prayer that will be led by the precious blood of the Archdiocese. You know, Thursday is Gethsemane, and the precious blood are going to be there. Then as from 5 to 6, we are going to have a space for the youth. You know, Pope Leo is also coming to give a message of hope to our youth, telling them that everything is not lost. Despite the fact that they have been abandoned for themselves, nothing is lost with Christ. So we give this space for the youth, for intercession, for worship, for praises. And then as from 7 o'clock, there will be breakfast. This breakfast is left to all the pilgrims that are come there. Everybody will have something to eat. Bring in your 100 francs, 200, I don't know how much, you have something there, because there will be many stands. There are many stands there where they sell things to eat. Nobody will lack something to eat there. Just come with a little money you have something to buy there. Then after that, as from 8:30, we have the reza, the choir. The choir, we have the reza. They will teach us all the chorus. Then as from 10 o'clock, the protocol for the welcoming Pope Leo XIV we take the floor. Then 11 a.m. we are going to have the Eucharistic, the Pontifical Mass.
Now, Father, millions of Christians are expected to attend the Mass, which will be celebrated by the Holy Father, the Pope, that will be at Japoma at the stadium. Let's now talk about security. How secured? How can you assure and reassure the Christians that they are going to be secured during that Mass at the Japoma Stadium? What security measures have been put in place? Because we see the Swiss guards, the Pontifical Swiss guards already in Cameroon. Tell us more about security, especially at the Japoma Stadium where the Pope is going to celebrate Mass.
And the security proposed, all the security aspects has been taken in account. You know, the presidential guard has been there. This is more than 2 weeks now to ensure that everything is put in place for the security to be there. So, as I was saying, the entry to the stadium is free. The entry to the parking is free. No ticket. Nobody should sell any ticket to you. Entering is free. We have about 24 hectares. So we welcome everybody that will come there, and the security purpose is in the heart of the organization.
And still on security, Father, are there some objects which are forbidden that Christians are not allowed to bring into the stadium or around the stadium? And are there some other objects or gadgets which they will need during the Mass?
Yeah, there are some objects that we should not bring. We should not carry big bags as if you are traveling, I don't know, going to where. No, we should avoid bringing, you know, some like white arms. No, we call it in French les armes blanches. We should avoid bringing breakable things. We should avoid bringing breakable things. And also there are things that we really need to have it. You can bring your something you can put in the floor to sit. If you are in a space where there will be no chairs, for example, if you are in a space where there will be no chair, you should bring something that you can sit on it, a mat. You should bring your water. Please, no breakable things. You should come in with your ID. Don't forget your ID. You can bring your cap or an umbrella, you know, because when there will be sun, you can put up your umbrella to cover for the sun. So those are some certain things we need to bring.
Now, Father Merlin, let's talk about the security of the Pope precisely. Like I mentioned a while ago, the pontifical Swiss guards have been in Cameroon trying to inspect where the Pope is going to stop. They were at the Douala International Airport and Simalen. They were at the Catholic Hospital in Nilong where the Pope is going to visit the sick. And they have been to Bamenda at the airport and the cathedral. All areas where the Pope is going to stop, they have been there to check security. Tell us now, what concretely is the role of the pontifical Swiss guard?
Yeah, you know, the pontifical guard that was found in, I think that is 1506. 1506. Their role is to ensure the security of the Holy Father, and in Rome is this to ensure the security of the country Rome, and they take the youth as from 19 to 30 years. They are those who form the sweet guards, and then they have an oath to make. This oath is courageous and then fidelity to the Holy Father, and that is how they give their life saving the church while securing or guiding the Holy Father and Rome.
Thank you so much, Father Merlin, for accepting to talk to us on Equinoxe Television. But before we go, we know that in less than 48 hours, Pope Leo XIV will be in Cameroon. He already left the Vatican. As we speak, he is in Algeria and will be coming down to Cameroon. That would be on Wednesday. Now, tell us, what message do you have for Christians? Because we know we are expecting at least 2 million people at the Japoma Stadium to celebrate Mass with Pope Leo XIV. What message do you have for them for the 8 hours to his arrival in Cameroon?
The message I have to give them is that Pope Leo XIV is not coming, I don't know, to bring money, shower money on us and all this. No. His visit is more spiritual visit. And when he is coming, he is calling for all of us to come and celebrate the Holy Eucharist with him, to attend the Pontifical Mass that he will celebrate at the Japoma Stadium. And this visit is to bring to us, we know how the country is now. There is no peace, insecurity everywhere, killing in every families, brothers killing brothers, sisters killing brothers. Is coming to give us a message of peace, a message of hope, a message of reconciliation. And you see, I have chosen to go to Bamenda, despite the insecurity that is there. Is coming like God going to a shepherd going to look for his flock. When a shepherd comes, he go to look for his flock. He go to check for those who are abandoned, those who are weak, those who are sick. And you know, sad rest and no rest, they are more sick than every other. This is 9 years now today. We don't sleep in our houses. We are running up and down. So he's going there to give to us also a message of reconciliation, telling us that we are brothers and sisters. We should not be killing ourselves. We should come back in a normal sense where we were having before. Beat down, and then all the beat down, you were having peace there. So the Pope is coming to give to us a message of reconciliation, like a shepherd going to look for those that are abandoned, those that are bleeding, to come and find something, some medicine, some drugs to heal the wound that have been swelling.
Thank you so much, Reverend Father Merlin TABELA, for accepting to be our guests on the news tonight and to talk about preparations ahead of the visit of the Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV, to Cameroon and especially to the Archdiocese of Douala. Father, hope to have you some other time in the course of the Pope's visit to Douala. And viewers, that was what we put together for you on this edition of the news. Thank you so much for always being with us. Our programs continue this evening. Equinoxe will be yours in about 30 minutes with Sajalen, and the news in the French language comes up at 8 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television, and God willing, we will be again tomorrow together, same time. Bye-bye for now.